Every time a young talent starts putting in promising displays on a consistent basis, it's a very difficult feeling to describe. There's excitement, adulation, bewilderment, and even a sense of pride to see a young player doing things on the pitch with the confidence of a 25 or 28-year-old player. Indeed, young players can be very inconsistent due to a lack of experience, but it's the sheer exuberance of youth that allows them to dream big and take on the giants on the field, those men who have been around for a long while. However, there's also this sense of trepidation, forcing many level-headed people to throw caution to the wind and not throw the entire weight of the world on the shoulders of someone who's at the infancy of their career. Many coaches and senior players guard their young teammate and protect him from the bad influence of the outside world, but there are times when the young one loses his way and never becomes what he was always destined to become. This has happened in the past. Over the years, America has produced some really good players. Some were even touted for greatness, such as Freddie Adew, who at the age of 14 had the world at his feet and was destined for greatness. Sadly, the attacking midfielder lost his way and last played for USL Championship side Las Vegas Lights FC. These days, the former USA prodigy is coaching youth teams and must wonder every day how different things could have been had he gone down a different route. Early fame and money can be a curse, a real menace that snuffed out the careers of many promising players. We'll understand if you tell us to stop in our tracks when we dare say that American soccer has found its next big thing in the shape of a 17-year-old hybrid attacking force who threatens to put his father's achievements to shame. In fact, this young kid could go even further than the current poster boy of American football, Christian Pulisic, who's become one of the finest players in the English Premier League. Pulisic had a breakout season at Borussia Dortmund, and this young starlet is about to do the same. 17-year-old Gio Reyna is on the books of the German Giants, and the 2020-21 Bundesliga campaign could prove to be the turning point in his fledgling career. Born in Tyne and Wear in 2002, when his father Claudio was playing for English Premier League outfit Sunderland, no one expected the youngster to go further than his illustrious father, who's considered one of the greatest players the USMNT ever had. During his 14-year career, Gio Reyna represented the likes of Bayer Leverkusen, VfL Wolfsburg, Rangers, Sunderland and Manchester City. However, we can say for sure that Reyna Sr. was not as good as his son, who at the age of 17 is already putting in accomplished displays in a team that arguably boasts a big chunk of Europe's finest young players. In order to shine at Borussia Dortmund as a teenager, you really need to be that good. Christian Pulisic had to work hard to earn his minutes. It wasn't easy for Jadon Sancho to earn the respect of his teammates, but now he's the envy of all Europe, especially Manchester United, who just can't seem to find enough to lure him away. Erling Haaland is still inexperienced, but at BVB he's becoming one of the most lethal strikers on the planet at a very young age. Similarly, Jude Bellingham is expected to become a star as well after linking up with the German side earlier this summer. Last season, Reyna made 15 Bundesliga appearances after being promoted to Dortmund's first team in January. In February, he scored his first ever goal for the team in a 3-2 defeat at the hands of Werder Bremen in the DFB Pokal round of 16 game, and boy, what a goal it was. In doing so, Gio became the youngest goalscorer in German Cup history. But that was just the beginning of many records the youngster would set. After coming on as a substitute in the Champions League knockout game against Paris Saint-Germain, Reyna became the third youngest player to do that. 9 minutes later, he set up Haaland for the match winner, and thus became the youngest American to play and register an assist in a Champions League game. After scoring his first Bundesliga goal, Reyna became the second youngest American scorer in the Bundesliga. Pulisic still holds the record though. But it appears that the 2019-20 season offered only a glimpse into a promising future for the young player. The 2020-21 season is expected to be Gio Reyna's breakout campaign. He started all 3 games, scored once in the first game against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then came SC Freiburg. In the 4-0 win over Christian Streichel's side, the teenage sensation provided 3 assists for a customary Haaland brace and 1 for Emre Can. In doing so, Reyna became the first American to record a hat-trick of assists in one of the 5 major European leagues since Steve Cherundolo, another USMNT legend who spent his entire club career at Hannover 96. Reyna comes from a sporting family. Like his father, Gio's mother, Danielle Egan, also played at the University of North Carolina with the likes of Mia Hamm and Christine Lilly, and represented the US women's team on 6 occasions. So what is it about Gio Reyna that makes him such an exciting prospect? Patrick Vieira coached Reyna during his 2-year spell with New York City FC. The France legend has likened him to his former teammate David Trezeguet, who had a stellar career at Juventus. However, Reyna's ability to run at a great speed and breaking into opposition boxes and causing havoc is more reminiscent of Kaká, who thrived for AC Milan and Brazil. Reyna is blessed with pace, great close control and knows how to pick up a teammate with a precise pass. Moreover, he's very dangerous from set pieces and could potentially become a dead ball specialist. For a kid, he has this physical presence and his game understanding is really good. He can score goals, he understands the demands of the game tactically. He's a really smart kid and he's shown some really good stuff, said Patrick Vieira, Reyna's former youth coach at NYCFC. From the outside, it does seem that Reyna's career is turbocharged. When he was supposed to be preparing for the senior year of high school or maybe just working to earn a full-time contract at NYCFC, Reyna is now playing for one of the biggest teams in Europe. Dortmund might be a few notches behind Bayern Munich, but make no mistake, they're still a powerhouse. They've won the league title many times and even conquered Europe. They rank 12th in the world in revenue and always enter a new season with high expectations. It simply isn't easy to make it into the first team. You need to have something special about you to stake a claim for the starting spot at the Westfalenstadion, and Gio Reyna has that. Want to know how we never miss a match? With Fubo TV you can stream any game, anytime, anywhere. Use our link in the description to start for free and watch your favourite teams live. Following a very short transition from MLS Academy to Champions League football, Reyna is now pretty much a first-team regular. While we did expect Dortmund manager Lucien Favre to slowly introduce Reyna to first-team football, the teenage midfielder's performances forced him to start giving him regular opportunities. In fact, the player himself admits that he simply wanted to give a good impression with the first team and not expect to play regularly. It took Pulisic almost 11 months to make his Bundesliga debut. It was going to be a similar path for Gio Reyna. The club always had a plan for Gio and wanted to take it slow. However, Reyna simply grabbed his opportunity and put himself out there. "I just think it's your expectations for yourself. I knew I was going to be able to do it soon," he says. "That comes from within me. I knew I was better than the kids on the under-19s. I knew I could make the next step soon, but it's just a matter of time." Most young players need a lot of time to develop and take it to the next step. For Gio, it was as if he was designed in a secret lab to play football. Thanks to his parents' sporting background, the youngster was able to grasp the basics at a very young age, which is why he ended up playing for NYCFC's under-19 squad at the age of 15. Even then, he was better than the other players around him. Reyna is a fast learner and is able to process information very quickly, which is why he was able to jumpstart his career. This allows them to do certain things that many players might struggle to do in a blink of an eye. One of the hallmarks of the best players is that they have this ability to see and sense things most players don't. For them, the concept of time is a little bit different. The game slows for them and they react differently too. In fact, if you look at his goal against Werder Bremen, the way he shifted his whole body to the right before curling the ball beyond the goalkeeper showed agility and intelligence within a fraction of a second. The first touch was brilliant as well, even though he was under pressure once he received the pass from Julian Brandt. That goal went viral back home, and even in the team bus where Mario Götze told him how many times he watched that goal. The German knows a thing or two about scoring goals after scoring the World Cup winning goal for the national side back in 2014. Currently, Liverpool are seemingly interested in signing the young midfielder. However, it's clear that Borussia Dortmund are not going to let that happen. The Germans were resolute in their attempts to keep a hold of Jadon Sancho, so why would they allow a player who's only unlocked a fraction of his talent to leave so soon? In fact, staying at Dortmund would be in Gio's best interests. BVB are arguably the best team in Europe for a young player. You'd be hard-pressed to find any other team in the continent willing to give young players the amount of minutes the Germans do. Every young player wants to go there. Bellingham and Holland rejected Manchester United's overtures for them, and for the latter, the decision turned out to be the right one. Pulisic earned his badges with them before he left for Chelsea. Had he left Dortmund earlier, things might have turned out differently. Just like Ajax, Dortmund are doing right by their younger players. This is the club where wonder kids are given time and patience to develop. They might not be ruling the league like Bayern Munich, but what Dortmund do best is unlock a player's full potential, and if the player is ready for the next step, the club will rarely stand in his way. Dortmund have a near-perfect balance between young and old players, which helps the younger ones develop as athletes and individuals. This season there might be times when Gio will be sitting out games despite putting in consistent performances, but that's all part of the learning process. It might frustrate him a little, but at the end of the day, that would all be part of the club's plan. For now though, USMNT fans can simply sit back and comfortably enjoy the turbocharged rise of a young player who one day might even share a space in US Soccer's Hall of Fame alongside his dad.